Hey, everybody out there on YouTube, True Badger channel. Thank you so much for coming today and hanging out with us for this live stream. We have with us Doug Kyle, who is going to be talking about digieBot and the amazing, phenomenal Autobot that we've got called Digi. And we're really excited to be presenting to you today. Hey, Doug, how are you?
Good, Deb. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
I'm excited about today. We got a good lineup here.
Yeah, awesome. Have you got some slides for us?
I do. We're going to dive right in. So let me share my screen, guys, and share screen one here. And we're going to dive right in. I like starting off by kind of giving you guys some proof of why to listen to us, because I believe that if we don't have proof, then there's no reason why to pay attention to the rest of this conversation. So what I'm going to start off with is showing the actual trades in digieBot. We're going to talk a little bit about digieBot, and we're going to talk a little bit about nSights, Defi Trader at the very end. So pay attention to that. We got a little bit to cover there. But what I'm showing you here on the back office of digieBot, I ran the dates 1/1/2021, as you can see here, through 11/17 tomorrow. And what you're looking at is the live. You can see up here under mode, it says live. And I know we have folks on PTR listening on the radio. So I'm trying to describe what we're looking at for you guys. And under here, you can see we're going to look at the sold trades for all year, basically in an exchange called Kraken. And the column here that we're looking at, the P&L, is the profit and loss. You won't see any loss here. digieBot believes in trading every trade back to profitable whenever possible and giving the opportunities to do so. That's exactly what he does. You will see all profit here as we scroll down. These are live trades of our traders. And I'll get down to the bottom. We're at this week, I think last week we were at 117,000. This week we're at 122,043 trades. So 122,000 trades. So far this year we've taken, and for the most part, 99% of those are all closed in profit. If for some reason a trade doesn't close in profit, maybe a trader closes out negative, we believe in going back and picking up that trade. There's a way we do that in Digi and still trade it back to profit if that trader lets us do that. So we really believe in leaving no trades negative. One of the things that's really powerful about digieBot is its money management. I'm going to show you that before we get into the presentation, so you really understand what I'm talking about when I get there. I'm going to look at what we call LTH sold, and I'm going to do a search here. It's going to pull that the whole year of money managed trades that were negative at some point, meaning that the market's going up and down, and Digi traded those back to profit. I'm going to delete the user info here. These are our live trades, our real traders, so I don't want their names out there or their accounts out there. So I close that down, but you'll see LTH in a brown box over here in one column, and you'll see the P&L in the other column, just like we saw before. And these were all trades that Digi traded back to profit, managed these trades to profit for our traders. And I'll scroll down. For you guys that are online and hearing via radio, the numbers we're looking at are ranging at on a low side of 2.78%. We have one here at 3.15, one at 4%, 3.15, 5.20, 3.45, 4.13. So those are the percentages that we're kind of looking at here. As we scroll down, all of those are about the same. And it's about 51,000 trades this year that Digi traded to profit. How does Digi do that? I mean, what makes Digi different? For you guys in trading, what Digi is not, it does not use indicators or lagging indicators that are normal in the market. The chart I'm going to pull up here is the back end of Digi. And for you guys that are on the radio, what we're looking at is an actual trading chart. And there are blue circles that vary in size on this chart. And those circles are showing the largest, highest volume traders in the world that are trading, in this case, Bitcoin USDT. They're trading Bitcoin against the US tethered coin USDT. And the size of the circle indicates the size of the trader, or the size of the trade that that trader did. And the littlest blue dots on here, which are smaller than an eraser, represent the highest volume. They're all kind of blended together. They're stacked on top of one another. They're so tight. But then we have blue dots on here that are about the size of a soccer ball. If I were to put a soccer ball up against this blue dot here, it's so massive, it's about the size of a soccer ball. And you can see how large that trader is. And all of these dots, again, are representing the top traders in the world, the top volume in the world. These blue dots are going to become very, very important as I move through the presentation to understand, I think, the overall intent of what we call the X factor in the Bitcoin. And I'll explain that in detail when I get into the presentation. But what we're going to do now, before I get into the presentation, and I don't know if Deb is ready or not, but I'm going to have Deb actually show you how easy it is to set up Digi. So I'm trying to form a base of two things. One, Digi's worth looking at because we have winning trades. Two, Digi's worth looking at because our indicators that we built in Digi are proprietary to Digi, and they are actually built based on volume. I'm scrolling down the screen while Deb gets ready. All of these indicators that you see on my screen, and there's roughly probably 100 indicators in here for you guys that are on the radio. These are all reading volume, which for us tells the intent of the traders better than anything. It tells us what the traders are trying to do, whether they're buying or selling, and it tells us when to potentially do what we call accumulation of a coin. So we accumulate coins and turn them into profit because we're trading those coins that some of the largest traders in the world are also accumulating. So Deb, how are you doing?
I'm good. I am ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the screen. I want to remind everybody, we've got a lot of people on the radio listening to us right now. And I just want to remind everybody, if you want to see what Doug was just talking about with showing those large circles, those huge volume traders, it's really interesting to see. If you want to see that, and if you also want to see what I'm doing now with the configurations inside of Digi, make sure you head over to the True Badger Token YouTube channel, and we are live there at the same time that you're hearing us on the radio. So I'm going to go ahead and show you, I went ahead and deleted all of my parent triggers. What those are just rule sets to tell Digi how to trade, what to do when he sees a good opportunity. I've already deleted them. I'm going to go to my settings on the left-hand side, auto trade generator. I'm going to pick my exchange, my Kraken exchange. I use kraken.com. We also trade with binance.com if you're outside of the United States and outside of Ontario, Canada. Select coins. We've got Bitcoin pairs and we've got USDT pairs. You don't have to trade both, but you can. I do. Digi gives some suggestions on your account size and how many coin pairs you should be selecting. Please always follow what Digi says. I like to select all. That's going to give me all of our base coins, the ones that we've been trading the longest. We've got some newer coins over on the right-hand side that you might like to, if you recognize some of these, you might like to pick a few. Completely up to you what coins you pick and what decisions you make on this page. If you don't know a whole lot about coins, if you don't recognize any of these coins, then you can go to digibot.com and you can click on performance. and go have a look at what digieBot's been doing with those coins by month and by exchange. You can look at all of that there. We're very transparent with how digieBot is doing in the marketplace. So I clicked on 3 next, which is select bots. All of them are selected. If they're not, go ahead and select them all here. Bot 7 is a placeholder. I like to set up all of my algorithms to use bot 7, all of my coin bot pairs, because when we add a new algorithm, we're going to use bot 7, Doug, and everybody's already prepared and ready for it. All right, so then go ahead and click on trade setting next. I'll quickly go through this. This Bitcoin trade limit right here, this is super important. Anybody who's setting up your Digi now, 0.02 is super low. It's what we default to. If you leave this here, you're not going to get any trades. So I want you to go ahead and hit the drop down, pick somewhere between 0.4, somewhere around there. That's saying digieBot, go ahead and trade up to $24,000 in my account right now. Compound it, trade it, do what you're going to do. And when we get to this number of 0.4, maybe I'll have another look at it. Then I trade both Bitcoin and USDT, so I'm going to select them both. I have already set up my API to Kraken. So I've already got that communication mechanism working. If you don't have your API set up, you're not going to be able to configure this page. Also, if you don't have Bitcoin already in your Kraken account or Binance.com account, you're also not going to be able to communicate with this page. This shows that my trades will be low at this point. That's because a lot of my, this is a low balance account that I'm using. It's better to have a little bit, have a good amount of Bitcoin in your account to be trading. I'm going to select my profit percentage of 3.5%. Of course, I want digieBot to give me 100% on every single trade. But to sit back and wait for a Digi or any market to hit 100% on a coin, you're going to be waiting a long time and you're going to miss a lot of trades. So keep that number a little bit lower. If the profit percentage, if digieBot gets to that 3.5%, he's going to look at that trade in that moment and make a decision. Do I think I could get a higher percentage right now on this trade? If the answer is yes, with all of his indicators that he's using, he stays in the trade and goes as high as he can for you. So feel confident in setting this a little bit lower and letting Digi decide what to do in each particular trade. Stop loss, if you're a trader, this is not what you're expecting. We don't take a loss. digieBot instead moves your trade over to money management. He just moves it over there and lets it ride until that trade comes back up into profit. You're going to set this percentage at whatever percentage we recommend, between 7.5% and 10%. Let that coin dip and leave it in your open trades before he moves it to money management. That's what this setting is there. In regular trading, a stop loss means stop, cut your losses, take that loss and move on. digieBot does not believe in taking losses, not that it can't happen. However, he just moves it into money management as long as you have both of these buttons ticked. Long-term hold profit percentage, this is the money management piece. If you have a trade that goes over into money management, what profit percentage would you like to see that sell off at? I like to set this at 3.5% again. I can always go in and change that if I want, but I do want to emphasize that digieBot is a set it and forget it technology. You do want to keep in touch with us so that you hear that any upgrades have come, but you can set this and have him work passively for you in the background while you can stay more focused on other things, like maybe the DeFi space, maybe some of the utility tokens that we like putting out there. So on this, there are 4 buttons down here to select from. Go ahead and select them all. You're just telling Digi to not duplicate your efforts here, or not duplicate parent triggers. Look at your account daily to make sure that you're trading the right amount, and use the money management system. Absolutely. Over on the right-hand side, there's a preview button. Go ahead and click that. Click looks good, create now. Now, all of this that I just did, you could do in 30 seconds. I could do in 30 seconds. Doug would love it if I would just take 30 seconds on these calls, because he's got a whole call planned and isn't expecting me to do training, but I can't help it. I love digieBot, and I love telling you what he can do for you. So now I've set all these up. I can look at buy orders, order listing. I see over there now I have my 154 parent triggers. These are simply rule sets that digieBot's going to use to get in and out of trades on my behalf. And I just want to say thank you to digieBot because he is amazing. All right, Doug, back to you. Oh, and you're muted.
I think that was your best ever. Well done. Very, very well done. Well, that 154, Deb, is actually 154 algorithms, right? That Digi uses to decide when it sees these volumes where the market is accumulating. That's why Digi does so well, because it follows that volume, follows those indicators. There's 154 of them there that you just set up. Even training, you did it in less than 5 minutes, probably in less than 3 minutes. So really, really well done. All right. So we're going to dive in here, guys. And again, I'm going to get into what we call nSights at the very end. So if you haven't heard about nSights, hang out till the end. Got something new for you we'll talk about. And so let's go through, and I'm sharing my screen, correct, Deb?
No, sir, you are not.
That's what I was afraid you were going to tell me. And aren't you glad that I asked?
You know, I was about to jump in. So
you were going to stomp all over me.
I was on it.
Yeah. And her screen no longer freezes, so she can do that at will now.
Right. It's so fun.
She is totally empowered. All right. From the beginning here we go. Well, digieBot loves winning trades. We just saw it, guys. 122,000 winning trades this year so far. Reason that Digi does so well, digieBot here, we trade all day, all night is what the slide is saying. digieBot is a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, completely hands-off trading system. Yes, you need to come in, check on it every now and then, but those 154 algorithms trade all day, all night. Every time one of those algorithms becomes true, digieBot takes a trade for you. So here we go. And I got to say this, we don't believe in losing trades. We love winning trades, but the rule is past performance is no guarantee to future results. There is no guarantee in trading. Never trade with money you can't afford to lose. So I have to say that every time, even though we don't believe in losses, anything can happen. Governments can step in. All kinds of things can take place in the trading world. So even though we may have the best bot, what we think is the best bot on the planet, we can't guarantee what other people are going to do in this space. So we do our best. All right. Why digieBot? digieBot trading ideology. There's 3 things that make digieBot different. And we've already looked at them. One was digieBot's money management. We saw the LTH. We saw what it did. 151,000 trades so far this year that went through the money management and was traded back into a profit for our traders. We saw the volume analysis, which is a custom system built specifically by us for digieBot and is how digieBot works. You can't get it anywhere else. And digieBot's winning trades, no doubt we have those. Okay, so hang on till the end of the call. I got a bonus for you guys at the end here, but let's dig in and let's go through this a little bit. And for the new folks thinking about crypto, the question is for a lot of people that's new to the space, you know, what is this money that these people are making up? You know, is it here to stay? Is it real? What's real about it? Why would I think it's real? And what makes it valid, right? And so we're kind of going to dig into that just a little bit here to kind of give peace of mind to people. When I first did these slideshows back in 2020, a year ago, Bitcoin had just hit $12,000, right? And I left this slide in here because this is 1 year from that date. And this month, Bitcoin hit $69,000. Okay, on 11/2021, this month we hit $69,000 from $18,000 last year. You do the rate of return on that to blow your mind, right? But Bitcoin has been doing that year in and year out. And that's why these guys that you see on the screen, and I'll talk about the guy in the upper left-hand corner, Michael Saylor, guy in the top right-hand corner, Elon Musk, the guys in the middle, the Winklevoss twins, right? These are some of the smartest, what they call the smartest people in the room, meaning that these guys are financial wizards and geniuses when it comes to making money. And all of these people are heavily invested in crypto, right? And so if crypto was going to go away, some of the smartest people in the room then would be making a huge mistake, right? I don't believe they are. And I believe they're very calculating about what they do and how they do it. And here's Elon Musk's prediction on Bitcoin. He believes it's going to go to 1.5 million. This is going to be a very important number as we move forward in this presentation for you to kind of stick on this number as we talk about what we call the X factor in the Bitcoin. So who else is in the blockchain with patents? Let's talk about patents for a second. That's another indicator of the stability of this market. Who believes that the market's going to be here? Well, Bank of America has patents in the blockchain. Also, MasterCard has patents in the blockchain. IBM has patents in the blockchain. Also, Amazon has patents in the blockchain. Well, Doug, that's 4 patents. Who cares, right? Well, they're big companies, granted, right? They do have a lot of weight. Look at Amazon, what Amazon does, right? But that's not it. Dated September 20th, 2020, a year ago, okay, a little over a year ago in cointelegraph.com/news, there was an article about patents. And this is a chart that was on that article. And in the United States, a year ago, there was over 2,112 patents filed on the blockchain. Okay, we are by far the leader in patents on the blockchain. So the U.S. companies and people in the U.S. obviously believe that the blockchain is here to stay, because the average patent that goes out by these major corporations around the world are hundreds of thousands of dollars to file, if not sometimes in the millions. So patents here, and the companies believe that the blockchain is here to stay. Well, let's talk a little bit about some Bitcoin predictions. We already saw Elon Musk's prediction at $1.5 million. We have this gentleman, Simoth, I believe is how he says his name. At one point, he owned 5% of all the Bitcoin in the world, right? I would love to have that, right? But he is adding that he believes that it'll reach $1 million by 2037. Okay, so he believes Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million. This gentleman here, Weiss, if you have never looked him up, I challenge you to go online and look this gentleman up. Unbelievable what he has done in the financial arena. He's actually an advisor on PayPal, and I believe he is probably the person responsible for PayPal getting involved in the Bitcoin and blockchain. And he believes that Bitcoin will hit $1 million sometime before 2027. In fact, he said in 2017 in a conference in New York that he believed that it was going to hit $1 million within the next 5 years. That was 2017. Don't know, that's pretty aggressive. He may or may not be right. But anyways, nice prediction of $1 million. Again, these numbers are very, very important as we move forward in understanding how to change your personal financial success, right? And how to get involved in what most of us believe is the largest financial opportunity, not in our lifetimes, but we believe it's the largest financial opportunity in the history of the world. We believe that the blockchain and what's going on with the cryptocurrencies are creating wealth faster than anything else has ever done. So here's Citibank. Citibank forecasts that we will be at 120,000 by 2021. Well, hang on, this is 2021, right? We're at 60,000 right now. Will we hit 120 by the end of December? I don't know. That's the prediction. If you go back, and for you that were looking at the chart with the blue dots on it, remember those really big, huge blue dots? Those are some of the largest investors in the world accumulating Bitcoin at $60,000. Every time Bitcoin starts going down, they start buying up big chunks of Bitcoin. In fact, in some cases, I believe they drive Bitcoin down a little bit so people get scared, sell off, and then they suck up all of the Bitcoin that people put out on the market, right? And we could see that happening with those blue dots, okay? So how to earn Bitcoin. So we're going to talk about a couple of ways to earn this beautiful thing called Bitcoin that I believe is changing people's lives. Bitcoin is not the only one. We'll talk a little bit about nSights or NSI and some of the other coins that are on the market, some of the coins that we're actually coming out with. So Bitcoin is what we're talking about right here. We pay our affiliate commissions in Bitcoin. I'm going to talk a little bit about affiliate commissions as we go forward, because there's really going to be two ways that we can earn Bitcoin. We earn Bitcoin through trading with digieBot. You saw all the winning trades in digieBot. We also pay affiliate commissions to those people that turn other people on to digieBot. What better thing to do, right? To have something like digieBot that has what we believe is a life-changing tool and turn people onto it that help them accumulate Bitcoin so that it changes their life, okay? Again, it's not selling, other types of lotions and potions, even though that has its place. I mean, there's a lot of good products out there, but this is a tool that is specifically designed to make money. That's what it's designed to do. And it does it very, very well, okay? All right, let's talk about Bitcoin and digieBot X Factor. The X Factor is something that's really, really important to understand right now, because I think there's a huge opportunity that is present today, and it will be present in the future with other coins, but become less of a factor, I believe, in Bitcoin as it goes up, unless it has a huge drop. But let's talk about this. Back to Weiss, remember $1 million by 2027. Very, very important. I'm going to go through some commissions here that we paid out this week. Remember Elon Musk, $1.5 million. And I want you to see this. Here's Bitcoin today. We're looking at a chart that shows Bitcoin at $60,000 today. Okay, I took this screenshot. Today, posted it here. This is the real number. It may have gone up or down a little bit since a couple hours ago when I took this screenshot, but we're at about 60K. Remember, 1.5 million with Elon Musk. If we go from where we are today to $1.5 million, that's going to be a 2,446% gain in the Bitcoin. I'll say that again. That's a 2,446% gain in Bitcoin. Remember this guy, Michael Saylor, the guy in the top left-hand corner of the smartest guys in the room. If you ever get a listen to one of his YouTubes, if you don't understand how powerful this market is, look up Michael Saylor, listen to some of his YouTubes. He speaks over most everybody's heads, might be over your head, or you might understand every word he says. But when he speaks, you'll understand how he sees this market and how valid this market is. He has put billions of dollars into Bitcoin, and he believes in its upside because Michael Saylor believes that Bitcoin could predict Bitcoin could hit $5 million, not 1 million or 1.5. He believes it could hit $5 million, and he has put billions of dollars into this market based on that belief. And if that is true from today, where we are today, that represents an 8,415% growth to the upside. Okay, so those two numbers, the 2,000 some odd percent and the 8,000 some odd percent, become really important when we begin to talk about the X factor in digieBot and Bitcoin. This week, digieBot paid out one person $4,000 worth of Bitcoin and another person $3,000 in Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about those two people in just a moment. We paid out other groups this week, 500, 100, 700, a number of them. We paid out a lot of Bitcoin this week in commissions, and we pay that out. Our goal is to pay that out every week. Sometimes I get a little busy and a week will go, but for the most part, we pay out or try to pay out weekly. And this is very important to understand that 4K and that 3K in Bitcoin. And here's why. The 4K payment is a little over 6% of a BTC right now, of a Bitcoin. 6% of a Bitcoin for one payment. He accumulated a little bit over 6% of a Bitcoin. Well, Doug, that's only $4,000. How important can that be? Well, let's see. At 1.5 million per Bitcoin, this is the X factor, the 4K will be worth $97,000. Okay, that's if Elon Musk is right and Simoth is right, hits $1 million, $1.5 million. If those guys are right, and Weiss is right, then yeah, about $97,000 to $100,000. But if Michael Saylor's right, at 5 million per Bitcoin, the 4K turns into $377,000 for what they just did in helping people get involved in Digi. One payment. This is just one payment. Okay. They got another big payment coming next week because I just released all of the commissions. They could end up with a 10th or 15% of a Bitcoin just in these next two payments. And so could everybody else that I'm paying out $150 and $500 to, that are all accumulating Bitcoin with an upside potential X factor that is way beyond the amount of Bitcoin that they're receiving today. This is accumulation of Bitcoin. We accumulate Bitcoin through trading. You saw all the winning trades. We help people that like to do affiliate marketing or help people get involved. We also pay them, and so they accumulate Bitcoin also. So they rapidly increase their potential to take advantage of this X factor that, if these guys are right, and there's no guarantees, right? This is trading, who knows, right? But if they are right, could be very life-changing for a lot of people that are involved in digieBot. This is the Bitcoin X factor at work, guys. That's how it works. And we strongly believe in it, and we pay out in Bitcoin. So when we look at the commission structure here, digieBot pays its affiliate commissions in Bitcoin. We believe in that X factor, and we believe that we can help people potentially reach a goal of making $1 million. We think that's realistic given what people can do. When you look at the affiliate commission chart here, I'm going to point out, excuse me one second, the direct affiliates, your directs that you bring into digieBot, you make 12% commission on that. Remember that number for a second. The indirects, the people that are what would be your second level, if you're into affiliate marketing, you make 23%. Remember the 4,000 or 4K and the 3K? Well, the gentleman that made $4,000 is the guy who brought in the person that made the $3,000. Okay, so he made that $4,000 on his second level. He didn't bring all those people in. The gentleman that he brought in made that money basically for him, right? But he made 12%. And he's brought in a bunch of other people also that will be paid out this week that are bringing in people. It's very possible to make this affiliate commission structure, which is only 3 levels. It's 12% first level, 23% second level, and 4% third level. But it pays out in Bitcoin, again, which has that huge X factor as a goal. So,
and hey, Doug, real quick, I just want to remind everybody, and I love this part. What you're making that off of is it's the cards, right? It's the cards sold. It's not trading. It's not anything. It's just how many people can you help get started with Digi who purchase their cards to trade with Digi? That's brilliant.
Absolutely, Devin. Very good point. Thank you. Because we don't make money on the trades, right? Because you'd have to be a licensed broker and all that to do that. We actually just make money on affiliate commissions. And we're going to talk about how that works. So how much does Digi actually cost? And this is how you actually get paid, what Deb was talking about. We have what are called prepaid cards. So you sign up and these create what we call points. And every time you trade, a point is used to take that trade. This is not your trading money. This is the money that's used to actually execute a trade through digieBot, or what digieBot gets paid for its license for you to use digieBot. And I want to be very clear that we at digieBot never have access to your money. That money sits on an exchange. So when you buy a card, you're buying that card from us to trade with, and you give Digi then access to trade your money for you on your exchange, but not access to your money. It's just access through those 154 algorithms that Deb set up that you saw. Every time one of those come through what's called an API system, it sends a message to the exchange. It says, take a trade on behalf of this person to execute a trade based on this algorithm. But what does it cost to do that? Well, for a $100 trade, it costs 50 cents. Not a big deal, right? So Digi will execute a $100 trade for you on your behalf for 50 cents. But if you did a $50 trade, it's 25 cents. So it's based on the size of your trade, and it's not locked to a number. So there's no minimum or maximum, right? It just based, if the number goes down, the amount that Digi charges is less. If the amount goes up, the amount that Digi charges is more. As you can see here, if you did a $200 trade, it would be $1 to execute that trade. Very, very simple, right, to execute and use. So this is one of our statements that we really believe in. Best way to predict your future is to create it. Abraham Lincoln. That's exactly what everybody in the crypto space is doing. We are creating the future. We'll talk about NSI and some other stuff here in a second. You'll really see what we're doing. But before we get to that, I want to give everybody an offer on a discount for the $500 card, which gives you 1,000 points, okay, to trade with. We're going to do a 35% discount on that $500 card. So you can get that $500 card for $320. This offer is good from today through next week on 11/23. And the code, I will read this out for those that are on the radio listening. That code is P, capital P, all of this is capital, PVEOTO. That's PVEOTO. Okay, that's for a 35% discount on that card. Now, to get help in doing that, I have an offer here on our NSI token. I'm going to talk about NSI in just a second, so you can just see how massive this opportunity is that you're involved in. It's not just Digi. It's Digi and so much more, okay? But we'll talk about NSI. I'm going to give the link to the Zoom room for those that want to participate in that discount. I'm going to let you write down this link here. It's https://USO2WEB dot zoom ZOOM dot US/J/777144037. Okay. With that being said, Deb is smiling. She knows what's coming. For the first 25 people that get in that room and get signed up for Digi, I'm going to give away 764 million NSI tokens. Okay. That's the first 25. And those, you have to get into the room and get signed up for Digi to receive these tokens. Well, how important is that? Well, what is nSights anyways? Well, nSights is powered by digieBot, owned by digieBot. It's nSights Defi Trader, and it is a brand new trading system that we have developed for what's called the DeFi space. That's a whole nother lesson, a whole nother class, but it is one of the fastest growing spaces in the crypto market. And we have built an extremely powerful trading system. And that trading system has its own token, like Bitcoin. Its token is called nSi. It has its own governance. It has its own blockchain. So this nSi is our newest launch of a token. We have launched a token called True Badger. We've launched a token called nSi. We're getting ready to launch a token called Safufied. We'll be launching another token called Catapult and a number of other tokens over this next year. When you're involved with us at Digi and involved in nSi and True Badger, our whole ecosystem, you are some of the first people that get opportunity to take advantage of new coins that are coming into this space. And how important is that? Well, let me show you. Well, here's nSi's launch. Just a little bit over a month ago, we launched nSi. We went up 270% from the day that it became available on the market. But from the day that we launched it privately, it's gone up over 2,000%. Okay. So very important to be involved with us as we come out with new coins. And right now, today, we call this being on sale. We have what's called a pullback. Our high was here in the market. For you guys that are listening, it's 7 zeros and a 3.8. Today, right now, we're at 7 zeros and a 2.9. That's for us. We love accumulating the coin. We buy these pullbacks from where we are now back to its current top would be about a 29% gain. So it's a great time to buy nSi. So when you're in the room talking to the staff about digieBot, also talk to them about nSi, and then talk to them about the other coins that we have coming out so that you can get educated on just how massive this opportunity really is. It's all about digieBot. It's all about trading. It's all about accumulating Bitcoin, but not just Bitcoin. nSi, True Badger, other coins that are in the market and that will be coming out over this next year, I believe is probably one of the biggest years yet in crypto that will absolutely change people's lives for generations potentially. I call this potential generational wealth. And I think it's the biggest opportunity in the history of mankind. And I think we're sitting in front of potentially one of the biggest years yet in the crypto space. So with that, I am going to say thank you to everybody. We'll take a couple of questions. I know that Deb and Candace and the staff will be jumping into the rooms here, so I don't want to keep them too long. So Deb, anything that we have?
Sure. We have a couple of people who got signed up last week, and they're indicating that they're not seeing they're not seeing trades. And I met with 3 different people who set up their auto trade generator without selecting that very first drop down. And they left it at 0.02, the amount that digieBot has access to trade, only 0.02 of your total funds in Digi. Even if you only have that amount, you should set the auto trade generator to pick up more. You want digieBot to see your entire balance and use everything there. So for the people who've asked about that on this call, I'd like you to log in, go to settings, go to auto trade generator, open that up, take a look at what that first setting is on the upper left-hand side, that drop down. What do you have it set to? Push it up higher, and that's probably going to help you. I did invite somebody to come on to our Zoom call that Doug told you about. I also posted it on the YouTube channel and in our chat here. I invited somebody to come on so I could take a look at his account and see what's going on there. So that answers that question. The next question is, say I have $10,000 to start trading, and with a $500 card, I hear the card lasts approximately 3 months. In that 3 months, is there an approximate number of what I can expect my account to be at dollar-wise?
It really depends on a number of factors, right? If we're in an up or down market, so there is no predictions. What we do say is you can look at, you can go to digieBot.com, go to performance, and you can look at the number of trades that were taken. You can also watch a video that Deb can give out to you, which really I did this last week. I did a talk on accumulation and how digieBot really works. If you understand those 2 things, then you can calculate that yourself. We will never give a prediction or an amount because that's a financial claim, and legally we can't do that. But math isn't that tough, guys. So just go out and look at the returns, and you can figure it out. Then you can also look at the returns in the new coins that we're launching. You can look at the just on average, we have a number of people that are on nSights and TrueBadger that are up 5x to 10x within 30 days. And a number of those people did $1,000 to $10,000 in those accounts. So we have people that are up a lot. So when you get involved in our ecosystem, you get involved in Digi, you get notices on when we're launching coins. We'll also be launching coins that are not ours. These will be coins that people will come to us. We will vet those people. They will be then allowed to participate on our trading system, which is called Catapult. That's our launching system. Then it'll go directly into nSights to manage and to trade. And so once you understand the full package, digieBot is one portion of the package that's very important. It's the more stable coins like Bitcoin, Litecoin, all the stable coins. The DeFi side that nSights is doing is really the wild, wild west, but we're taming the wild, wild west with our ecosystem. And we're taming it by vetting the coins, vetting the people that want to participate in our markets, and plus the coins that we're launching ourselves. Huge, massive opportunity, folks, not small.
Yes, awesome. So BJS, do you get a referral number? Yes, absolutely. Once you have a paid account and you can log in, you can scroll down and see what your affiliate ID is. And that's on the dashboard in your back office on the lower left. And he also asks, is there an average amount the investors are trading with Digi? What are people normally trading?
Okay, so those accounts range from anywhere from $500 to about $250,000. So it's all over the board. But I think the average trade, what we suggest is try to be between that $1,000 and $5,000 number. You really start seeing benefit in Digi at about that $5,000 number. It accumulates quicker and really can perform. At below that, then the money management system is very conservative. Our goal is to not blow up any account. So Digi, and this is kind of an oxymoron, in a very non-conservative environment, cryptocurrency. Digi is a very, very powerful and conservative tool that really works at not blowing up at accounts and accumulating. The main goal is to accumulate Bitcoin, not to make thousands of % return each month, but to make enough each month that we're accumulating Bitcoin to take advantage of the X factor. When you understand that, it really makes a lot of sense because we can be conservative with our trades, conservative with our growth, and conservative with our money management risk level so that we are here for the long run. The worst thing to do would be to blow up an account this month only for Bitcoin to go to $5 million like Michael Saylor thinks it's going to do. So there's a lot of thought that's in Digi and the money management. So hopefully that helps.
Excellent. All right. Free has a question, and it's around Simple Swap and MetaMask. So I'm going to ask that you ask that in the TrueBadger Nexus ecosystem group. You're going to get an answer right away, and somebody in there to help you as well. Remember, guys, we do have Zoom. We have people on Zoom at the ready all the time. And you can always get your questions when it comes to the DeFi space. You can get those answered almost immediately by staying engaged in the Telegram channel. And on our truebadgerden.com is where you can go and see the schedule for Zoom help and other things. And nexusecosystem.io, right, Doug? Brand new system. You can jump right into live help right there from that screen. So excellent stuff. All right. I think that's it for questions.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for your Tuesday. We'll be back next Tuesday. If you got folks that you think would be interested in this space and you would like us to help you grow your Bitcoin, get them on this call. Let's make it happen for you. Let's make it happen for them. And let's change lives together. We can do it. Thanks, Deb. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Doug. And we'll have that Zoom open in just a couple of minutes, guys. We'll see you on. We'll get you started. Thanks, everyone.